Alright, welcome back everyone. My name is Gokorono, and we're gonna pick up right where we left off. Looks like we made it. Good time. Not too early, not too late either. We just barely graduated from Sunday school. I never dreamed we'd have to study so hard to become bracers. Well, you're in luck. Today's our last day of training. Truth be told, though, you're the one who signed up to be a bracer in the first place, so I don't know why you'd expect to get away with any less effort. Oh, yeah. Guess I did. Alright then. Let's get to it and make it through the last hazing from Shara. You look ready to me. Let's go meet with Shara at the Bracer Guild over there then. Alright. Guess this is Armory. Top of the morning to you kids.
Good morning, Mr. Elder.
Good morning, sir. Well, you're up rather early, aren't you? Correct me if I'm wrong. Today is your last day of training, isn't it? Seem to remember you saying something about it the last time I had you run in the store. Yes, that's right. I see. Well, I'm sure you'll do just fine, Joshua. Now, Estelle, on the other hand, I've got good reason to worry. She's always been a bit scatterbrained ever since she was a child. Probably all the knocks she took to the head playing with the boys. Really? So I guess that scatterbrain trait isn't something new, huh?
I'll give you a head injury if you don't shut up.
And don't call me scatterbrained. Okay, you do. Let's not fight now. And shouldn't you be getting over to the guild? Yeah, buddy. I do not have a lot of female voices.
Good morning, Stella. Oh my! Well, it isn't Estelle and Joshua. Are you on your way to bracer training? Yeah, and just you watch. I'm gonna pass this exam and be as good of a bracer as Shara too. You're darn right. You are. I have faith in you. By the way, Estelle.
What? Why are you looking at me like that?
Did you wash your face? How about your teeth? Did you brush them too? Joshua's so prodigious, but you always forget to take care of yourself. Come on, that was a long time ago. I don't do that anymore, right, Joshua?
Now that you mention it, you did take off from home the other day with your hair all in a mess, right?
That was only because it was an emergency. Mr. Ryan got the newest Strega brand sneakers in on that day. Estelle! Yes? You listen to me carefully. For a girl your age, you need to take care of these things. If your appearance is messy, you won't look like someone that people can trust even if you're a bracer. Your appearance is a reflection of what is on the inside.
Alright. I'll be more careful from now on.
Well, that's that. Now how about you both go get on over to the guild? Man, can't you just argue with her?
Oh, the camera changed on me. I don't know how to change it. Well, that's gonna be interesting. Let's see if this does it. No. Well, I didn't figure that out. Hopefully it's not going to be too big of an issue. At least I got a map to figure everything. where I'm at. Rhinon General Stewards.
Good morning, Mr. Rhinon.
Hello there, Estelle. And Joshua. You're up rather early today. Did you come buy a new pair of shoes?
Now that you mention it, are there any new ones in stock? You know, like the new Stragos?
Unbelievable. You've actually already forgotten why you came in here to begin with. We're not here to shop. We're supposed to be buying a copy of that liberal news for Dad, right?
Of course.
You've always been a big collector of these shoes, haven't you, Estelle? I'm afraid that the new Stragos aren't out yet. If you're after the latest issue of the liberal news, though, I should have them in around noon.
Noon, huh? That's right in the middle of our training at the guild house.
We'll stop by again after our training's over. Sure. I'll be waiting for you. Yeah. Interested about these treasure chests that keep popping around. There's the guild. Global factory. Hey, this isn't Joshua and Estelle. How are those ornaments working out for you that you tuned the other time you were here? In your case, Estelle, it's not whether the ornament is good or bad, the problem lies in the way you use it. You're always jumping into things without a second thought, so you end up being slow to learn. If you just start thinking before you start swinging, then you learn twice as much.
Well, excuse me for sucking.
There, no need to get upset. Everyone has these problems when they first start out. If you get the hang of things, you'll gradually be able to handle them better.
That's right. I'm gonna master using them as quick as I can and surpass even Joshua.
Yeah, whatever. Well, I first entered the Zeiss Central Factory. I pretty much couldn't use one of those things either.
You mean you couldn't use one, Freddy?
Yeah, but I still become an engineer even if I can't use one. But since you're aiming to become a bracer, you'd have to learn how. Hey, I'm still setting up shop. Estelle and Joshua. You seem to be here rather early.
Good morning, Mr. Melders.
Good morning, sir. We appreciate you fixing that orbit light the other day.
Speaking of orbit lights, isn't the one outside our house burned out? We should get that replaced ASAP. Orbits sure are a daily life necessity, aren't they?
Well, when I was a lad, there wasn't any of those orbit thingies. Now we can get fire and light with the mere flip of a switch, and even ships fly in the skies. I don't like it. Don't you kids think things are way too convenient these days?
Oh crap, there he goes again about the old days.
Yeah, well, you just learned to shut your big trap.
When I was young, I made things a reality through hard work and sweat. Sweat, I tell you. It'd be nice if the young kids these days knew the meaning of the phrase hard work.
You're probably right.
Yeah. I don't mind listening to old folks, but there's a limit to how much you can handle before they get a little too into it.
Ah, that girl is so cute. You've got to be courageous and try to talk to her. My daddy's job is digging holes. And he finds lots of pretty rocks inside. He says they're called septium.
Septium?
My husband works in the Malga mine in the north of here. He left here at the crack of dawn. Sometimes he doesn't even come home for days on end.
Oh boy.
Let's see here. It looks like my husband's gone to work. I better do the housework quickly and head out and take care of the shopping.
Farming, mining, and timber. Those are the three major industries here in Roland. It's no exaggeration to say that these industries are what support Roland's economy. Economically, the timber industry, which grows forest and in turn uses the trees as a resource, grow at Queen Alicia's behest.
So I guess it's a monarchy of some kind. Well, look at what the cat dragged in. Estelle and Joshua, how have you been?
Good morning, Mr. Fate.
Good morning, sir. How's your father, Cassius? Is he doing well?
Well, he's doing so well. Yep, he's doing so well it might even surprise you. I don't think there's anyone else his age who's in such good shape.
Is that so? My daughter's really wanted to see him, but he hasn't shown his face around here in a while. Could you give him a message for me? Tell him that Fate says he'd like to talk about the old days sometimes.
Sure, we'll tell him. Hey, Joshua. How does Mr. Fate know Dad so well again? I know they're friends and all, but
I heard that they were battle buddies during the days in the Royal Army.
Oh yeah, that's right.
Oh, I can go on the clock tower. There goes up the observation deck.
What's wrong, Estelle? Something on your mind? It's nothing really. How about I climb up the observation deck?
Sure, I guess. The way she reacted, I thought she was afraid of heights or something.
Mr. Paddington!
Now I know that voice from somewhere.
Oh, ho, ho. Well, what have you got here? Cassius's naughty daughter and clever son, huh? Just when I thought you hadn't been around in a while, you shall have all grown.
Are you here every day, Mr. Paddington?
This place has somewhat of a new home for me. I intend to spend the remainder of my days guarding this clock.
I hate that the camera changes so much. It's a little annoying. Well, I'll explore at least. Old habits die hard. I just gotta explore whenever I even meet the place, even if I don't talk to everyone.
Let's see. Yesterday's sales totaled... Our breakfast service has been going really well. Sometimes my husband comes up with some good ideas.
So she must be the financer of this place. Let's just leave back to where I was. Go to Bracer Guild.
Ah, there you are. Good morning, Estelle. Good morning, Joshua. Good morning, Heina.
Good morning.
Is Shara here already? Yes, she's waiting for you upstairs. Once you finish today's training, you'll finally be recognized as members of the Bracer Guild. Good luck to the both of you. Thanks.
We'll do our best. Is that the Shara that she keeps talking about? Yep, Charizard. The Star and the Hangman. The Hermit and the Magician. And last of all, Inversion. Whoops. This is a difficult combination. How shall I interpret this? Good morning, Shara. Well, it isn't Estelle and Joshua. This is a rare occasion for both of you to show up so early. Since it's my last day of training, I figured why not? I'm ready to get this show on the road and become a bracer myself. I'll give you credit for your enthusiasm. But I'm going to work you hard today in every way I can think of to make sure the high-spirited attitude of yours holds up. I hope you're ready. I can feel the enthusiasm dropping already. Quiet, you. Every time I teach you something, you somehow manage to forget it. This training is my way of trying to keep some of the information in your head instead of letting it dribble out of your ears like it usually does. Wah! Joshua! Shara's picking on me. Don't worry, Shara. While Estelle may hate studying and rarely ever does her homework, acts rashly and is overly naive, and has a tendency to stick her nose into everything, her instincts are sharp, so I'm sure she'll pick up on how to use an ornament with some practice. Eventually. Probably. I guess that's not much I can do except hope for the best. Hold on a sec, Joshua. Somehow, I get the feeling that you weren't standing up for me. Well, that's odd. I'm positive I've described all the best traits accurately. Whatever. By the way, Shara, what were you trying to predict with your tarot cards? Your face was really intent. Oh, this? I was just trying to get a vague reading about what might happen in the near future. Unfortunately, I don't seem to have been in the right mindset to interpret the cards correctly. You couldn't read the cards? Now that's surprising to hear. Actually, the more profound the meaning of the cards, the more difficult they become to interpret. But that's not important now. I think it's time we start your final training. I'll give you a brief rundown of all the information we've covered in the previous training. This is a minimal level of knowledge that bracers should have in order to function effectively. And Estelle, make sure you pay especially close attention to what I'm going to say. Yeah. What would you like to know about? I guess ornaments are the best for the start. Ornaments are mechanical devices which operate by using what is known as orbal energy. A variety of effects can be produced depending on the structure and the type of quartz, or process septium, installed. Although it's only been about 50 years since their invention, these devices play an integral role in all facets of life, from lights, heaters, and other everyday products to weapons, magic, and even airships. In connection, the technological reform is commonly known as Orbal Revolution. Bracers are investigative and combat specialists who work to protect civilizations and maintain the stability of their respective regions. They aid the community in various ways, such as exterminating monsters, preventing crime, finding lost items, and escorting people and goods. The Bracer Guild, which has established branches across the continent, manages the affairs of the bracers in each region. The kingdom of Liberl, in which we live, sits at the western half of the Sumerian continent and abounds with nature and deep-rooted traditions. Liberl is proud to be one of the leading producers of septium on the continent as well, and is known for its high level of technology used to develop ornaments. Ornament technology has also been a key pillar of support for Liberl in protecting its independence as it has contended with neighboring nations. 10 years ago, when Liberl was invaded from the Erebonian Empire, it was the use of orbital-powered airships that saved the kingdom from defeat. Consequently, even now, our relationship with the Empire is somewhat sensitive, but thanks to the Queen's political finesse, Liberl enjoys peace. Let's see. Since we've got a mountain of stuff to do today, I'll let you off the hook this time with a condensed review. I'm going to speed things up now and move on to the practical portion of your training. Shara? How is today's practical training any different from the training we've done before?
Since it's practical, that means you will be experiencing things firsthand. Therefore, I'm going to have the both of you run through everything as if you were a real bracer job. So what you're saying is, there won't be any studying at a desk involved? Yes, that's exactly what I'm saying. This time, you'll have to go out and make physical effort to accomplish your task. I'll make sure to have you work up a sweat, so I hope you're ready. Yes, that's seriously just what the doctor ordered. I didn't know what I was going to do if I had to sit another day with my tush parked on a desk. I guess I got all worried for nothing.
Well, suddenly you're all bright and cheerful, Estelle.
Let's just hope this smile on your face lasts until the end of today's training. Okay, let's get cracking on your first objective, shall we? Let's have it. Let's have at it. Your first objective will be to confirm the details of the job you will be performing. But before that, there is something that you need to give to both of you. Aina, are they ready? Yes, they are. Alright, you two. Go get one for each of yourselves. These are very important, so make sure not to lose them.
Bracer notebook.
Bracer notebooks serve as the official way to record status of your current jobs. Also, anything you may hear or anything you may find and where. These kinds of trivial things can often become clues. No matter how insignificant something may seem, always write it down.
Understood.
Crap, it sounds like it's going to be a pain. Oh, please tell me there was my ears playing tricks on me, because I swear I only got one response. I'm sure there were two. Keeping an accurate account of events is an important duty for all bracers. So get with the program and stop trying to make this out to be more than it really is, Estelle. Okay, I got it. Make sure you do. Alright then, let's begin. Look over by the door. You can see there's a bulletin board standing there. First, I want you to go and check the job description posted there.
When the bulletin board is approached, exclamation point will appear. Pressing the OK button will display the job list. By selecting the job names on the list, you can view their details. Looks like we gotta get the one. Retrieval. 500, money, Mira. Training involves searching the sewers beneath Roland and bringing back the contents of a chest. See Sherazard for details. Long term, so I guess some side quests later on will be short term. Details of the job confirmed on the bulletin board and other important events will be automatically recorded in the Bracer Notebook. The Bracer Notebook can be easily found by clicking on the Books tab of the Items menu. It can also be accessed by configuring a Bracer Book shortcut button on the Configuration menu. Very good. It looks like you were able to see what was posted without any trouble. Checking the bulletin board is one of the most basic functions a bracer performs on their job. Checking regularly to see whether or not there are urgent tasks which need immediate attention is also an important duty for bracers. Man, all this talk about duty is starting to cramp my style. Sure, there are a lot of rules to follow, but there's an equal level of responsibility in the jobs themselves. I think being a bracer calls for much more than just someone with a half-hearted attitude. I guess you're right. I'll just have to be more motivated. That looks like a mistypo.
Is that so? I had a change of heart, have you? You betcha! Well, before all the motivation sneaks off somewhere, let's get to work on your next attacks.
What will we be doing this time?
You'll be heading across the street to Mr. Milder's Orbital Factory and learning about how to use its services. He has graciously taken time out of his work schedule to explain things, so make sure to be on your best behavior. Okay.
What? Warp straight there.
Here's where you'll learn how to use an Orbital Factory services. At an Orbital Factory, you can modify your orbments and synthesize supports in order to use Orbital arts. Arts have a wide range of effects, and if mastered, can be extremely helpful. The bracer business is a pretty risky occupation, so the guild has had a long-standing relationship with these Orbital factories. Anyway, this is about as much as I can explain. I'll leave the technical details to the expert. So, Mr. Melders, if you wouldn't mind taking over from me.
No problem. Leave everything to me. So, what is it you would like to know about? Ornaments are mechanical devices which accelerate an array of effects through the installation of various types of parts. By definition, that means the lights, airship engines, and so on are all types of ornaments. However, the ones we'll be discussing today are battle ornaments, which enhance the user's physical abilities to make it possible to use magic. Since each ornament is adjusted to match the owner's personal aptitude, the stretches for these devices are also differ for each owner. Simply put, the shape of the fixed elemental slots and lines which connect them vary. At any rate, in order to install quartz, you must first have an open slot. By default, the central slot is open, but the other slots must be opened at an orbital factory like this. It'll take a fair amount of effort too. EP, which is needed for magic, will also see a max increase according to the number of open slots. I recommend opening them all as soon as possible. So, what would you like to know about? Simply put, orbital arts are magic which can be discharged exclusively through the use of battle ornaments. In other words, a number of peculiar effects can be produced by using the orbital energy stored within these mechanical devices. Since orbital arts can be a mouthful, they are almost universally referred to as arts. Probably ought to have been called that from the get-go. There are several types of arts, but in order to be able to use them, their corresponding quartz must first be synthesized at an orbital factory. Ornaments are also set up so that once a particular quartz is installed in a slot, you won't be able to use those arts. The type of arts one can use also change depending on the elemental value and the combination of installed quartz. Basically, if you want to use water arts, all you have to do is install quartz with a water elemental value. In reality, ornaments are much more complex than what I have been described, but I think the information should suffice for now.
Alright, that'll be it for part 2. I'll see you all next time.